What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another match of the Trash Bowl. We have JJ playing, which is the reason that I'm here by myself, but JJ is about to play his first round match against Rixxor. We're waiting for them to get into the game. We're going to be spectating it. We're going to watch JJ hopefully bring honor to our budget decks. Alright, let's see what he can do here. We're going to be seeing hopefully both sides of the decks. And see who can take it. So you know that JJ is bringing the entire TrashcanTV budget deck series so far. So he's got the Druid, he's lining the Druid up first try, so that's what he's going to be playing. Rixxor is bringing a control-heavy lineup. He's on his Control Shaman right now, which seems like an interesting matchup on first side for sure. So Rixxor has his Control Warrior banned by JJ. That's the strongest deck against JJ's lineup. That's an easy decision for JJ. And JJ's Warlock is banned, so his Zoo Warlock, arguably his fastest deck, is also out of the competition. JJ looks like he has a really good starting hand here, not gonna lie. That Cable Rat is looking mighty good. Now, for some reason, we can't see Rixxor's hand, which is, I'm not sure if that's a bug, but that's weird. We should be able to see it, because we friended them both, but that's Hearthstone for you sometimes. I'm gonna try to figure it out maybe after second game. I might change it up and see if I spectate Rixxor if that works. But Earthshock quickly coming out there makes sense, denying the Death Rattle, and JJ goes with the Rat, which is also a sensible play. Let's see how Rixxor can handle this, because this looks like a very good minion storm is coming out there for JJ. He's got the mech package, obviously you can see right there with the Explodinator. Gonna decide to summon a Panther here probably, and put Taunt on the Rat. I think trade makes sense. He's gonna put on the Panther. And then go face, alright? Very ultra aggressive JJ style. That's how he played. That's how he lives his life entirely. Not just in Hearthstone. Generally, that was a lie, obviously. But let's see. Flesh Shaper early. That's very, very strong value there. And that's why I take trades, JJ. Even as the aggro deck, you take the good trades. Whispering Woods should be an easy play. JJ, by the way, is not in the room. He's in another room. He can't hear me. So he can't know anything that I know. Not that he could, because I can't see Rixxor's deck right now. Even if he could hear me, that would not be giving anything away. Whispering Woods makes sense there. Full board, and Savage Roar lining up for next turn. He's going to coin Blessing of the Ancients with that, and that is big. If he gets that down, that is huge. And Rixxor might want to pull something out. If it's like a Hagatha scheme, like I can't see it again, but Lightning Storm Hagatha scheme, you might want to clear this because it's dangerous. And he's going to play Muck Morpher. And he's going to find his Batter Hat, and that's a big one. Batter Hat is important there. Very, very important, because now he can clear. That's a high roll. Definitely a high roll. And JJ's not going to be happy with that one at all, because that was a big one. Probably the best result he could have gotten there. I think we'll see Explodinator Acorn Bear here from JJ. Yeah, he's already capping. He's already going nuts over it. Understandably. But yeah, we'll see Acorn Bear, we'll see him do the same thing over and over again. Which is going right on the board. Blessing of the Ancients. Excuse me, Blessing of the Ancients likely coming up, probably Savage Roar. He's setting up, JJ is setting up essentially a win for every single turn now. So that's going to be something that's tough to deal with. So you got to clean these waves up, and you got to do it somewhat efficiently if you are. Rixxor Tending Torn there is definitely a possible play. Take one of the smaller traits and go face with the rest. You have the Goblin Bombs now active, and you're still threatening that one turn shot next turn. I can also see him going with the Double Blessing though.
What to do? The Earth Mother was busy.
Decides to go with the Torn. I think it makes sense. I think it's sensible the way he played it. He's stacking the board against certain clears, and everything is sharp now. The Goblin Bombs are now ready to go. They can attack, they can trait themselves. And there's 5 minions, which is the big one. Haunting Invasions now fishing for a removal spell. You want Lightning Storm still. You want Hagatha Scheme, but Hagatha Scheme is obviously going to be weak right after Discovery. Fights another Haunting Visions. That's not very good, by the way. That's generally not what you want. That means he didn't find anything better. And he gets a Hex, and that's all that he gets out of that. And that's not that's not a good harvest. For 2 Haunting Visions, that's not good. That's not what you wanted. And he's gonna eat major damage this turn. Soul of the Forest drawn. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for Rixxor at all right now. He's got 5 damage. He's got 5 minions on the board right now. He's calculating the lethal. He's got 7 in total. Put Savage Roar on top of it. That's another 12. It's getting really, really close. And with the Blessing of the Ancients, I'm gonna go for maximum here. And he calculated it to coin hero power, and that's something you gotta give to him, man. JJ does not miss his calculations. He's when it comes to calculating lethals, he'll start at 25 health, and he went with hero power. He calculated the play through it. He got it very easily. Smart Star Swipe was too expensive, and that's a win for JJ. Takes the lead, and I'm gonna switch over and see if I can follow Rixxor and actually see both cards. We're gonna do that live right now, and see if that works any better. But we're gonna leave JJ here. We don't need him. Where's Rixxor? Where is the guy? He's right there. JJ's still preparing to battle a friend. We'll see when they get going again. It's right there. Rixxor decided to change to his Druid. JJ now on the Hunter, and the Quest Druid is very, 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 very interesting deck, and this matchup specifically is extremely interesting because JJ is playing the Mech Hunter, the budget Mech Hunter that we made at TrashcanTV. I'm going to comment it this way now, see if it's better or worse. Maybe if I can't figure out how to see both decks, I'll just switch back and forth. But that is an unfortunate bug that we're hoping to figure out a way around it, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do. So we'll see if this ends up working. He's keeping the Crystal Merchant, which is a very, very strong card in the Quest Druid. It specifically enables that archetype, or it significantly supports that archetype, I should say. Quest obviously enables it. And JJ's asking me why am I not spectating? I'm not gonna tell him that right now. Just I'm spectating the other guy. Actually, I might tell him that. Why not? Let's do that. JJ. No, that's not right. Behind the scenes stuff right now. There we go. All right, I'm gonna stay on Rixxor right here. See some of his side. It's only right. He's gonna take the coin there. It's become a very, very popular approach to this. Yeah, it's bummer. He's right. You couldn't see it. He said bummer. It's true. You couldn't. It's become a very, very popular approach to this quest route to actually coin just for quest progress on one, and even more so the case when your opponent is playing an aggressive deck, and this Mech Hunter certainly is. So you want to get this quest done as soon as possible. You see the key card in the deck, in the hand right now already. Oasis Surge, 5/5 with Rush, and it's going to be 2 5/5s with Rush once quest is done, which is going to happen very, very soon, and that's going to do some major clearing up. So I think smart play there by Rixxor, actually coining for the quest progress and not caring too much about the curve, which he doesn't have much of anyway. Crystal Merchant coming down, he's gonna progress the quest, gonna draw a card. Very, very smart play. I'm imagining next turn we're probably gonna see Lodi in taunt form, or he's gonna keep that for value. Maybe he's gonna Wrath of the biggest target off. But the main objective is obviously to survive, and after that to overwhelm JJ with the value. Venomizer coming down. JJ's trying to stack the minions, go high. It makes a lot of sense. No Naturalize, obviously. Big loss to Druid with the latest Hall of Faming is Naturalize. Card that was incredibly strong, a single target removal for 1 mana. And that a Quest Druid certainly would be running if they had it available to them, even though it's a 1 mana card. Yeah, he's picking up the Wrath, might get rid of the Ursatron or Goblin Bomb. I don't think he's going to go for the Mekaru. He's definitely going to go for the big removal. Lodi in taunt form is not so strong because of the poisonous. And you gotta keep as much damage off your face as possible. Hidden Oasis and Surgers are gonna help you stabilize that. But you gotta get your quest done, and I think this is the correct play for him there. Getting rid of the poison to play maximum value next turn. Quest is done, and Oasis Surger is lined up to remove 6 damage next turn. JJ obviously doesn't have the AoE buffs, but he can stack high minions, that's what he's trying to do. Ursatron pretty good. Obviously reload. Ursatron is a super underrated card that enables an entire archetype, and it came out with the Rise of Shadows expansion. Very, very strong for sure. And he's down to 13 health, and now he's going to be thinking. He's going to be thinking how to really survive. He's going to play the Surger, which makes a lot of sense. He'll take 6 damage off the board. Smartly not even killing both Ursatrons because it's unnecessary to allow more reload. 5 on the board for JJ, 7 with the hero power. See if we can find something like a War Gear. And it's critical for Rixxor to stabilize as soon as possible, but it's looking very, very tough because it's getting under a lot of pressure. Yeah, JJ is just being merciless here. He's going for the place, knows exactly what it is. Now you're thinking you have to play Hidden Oasis, and you have to trade both of your guys into the 3/3s. Take that damage out. Hope that taunt sticks, doesn't get silenced, doesn't get destroyed, and you don't want to allow any more damage to your face now if you're Rixxor. You want to stabilize, you want to play another Hidden Oasis, likely next turn. And potentially even put a Faceless on there. Now Wardroid Lodi obviously is very, very strong with Quest. JJ putting Galvanize is going wide right now. I'm expecting a bigger mech to come down. He's going to put Spider Bomb, which does take care of the taunt. Sensible play. See if he has another stack for this turn. Other than that, I'm expecting him to push the button and just keep going forward and put Rixxor before challenges every single turn. That's what he can do. That's what he has to do. He's committed to a strategy, which is win by smacking and going face, putting the damage in the place. He knows where it is. That's what he's doing. So Nourish right there. I'm expecting Hidden Oasis again here by Rixxor. That's what he is going to do. Sort of repeating. 12 health is a lot. That's a huge card, by the way. Huge card because it's so defensive and so formidable. When you're in that control section of the Quest Druid play, JJ is forced to trade his entire board into this. And then reload somehow, but you gotta deal 19. You're gonna be dealing with Lodi soon, you're gonna be dealing with the Steam Surger. He's gonna play the Whelp, which is a big minion, but he's gotta make sure not to run out of steam here, because this might happen sooner rather than later. Now Starfall is very, very interesting. Starfall is interesting because it can clear 7 health minion, which the first line is, yeah, Starfall, the big dragon, and then the big mech dragon, and then just play a Wardroid Lodi. Definitely worth a consideration. Steam Surge is also possible with Lodi, but Starfall looks like a very, very clean clear. This card has also been incredibly strong with the quest when it triggers twice. Just a swipe on major steroids. It's picking up Lodi, which makes sense to play with either of those lines, I want to say. And that's what he is going to do. Don't even want to waste Lodi necessarily to put into the small whelp. But he might just do it anyway. Oh no, it died. It died anyway. My bad. Lodi gives spell damage. So strong. Lodi gives spell damage. And he clears the board. And you definitely hit if you're Rixxor. You definitely hit it. Because you're winning the game of attrition there. You have your Geppetto, you have your Gloop Sprayers, and you're going to put all sorts of pressure on him. You got Nourish for all the reload you're going to need. And now you're in a very good position. You're in a very, very good position right now if you're Rixxor. That Cybertech chip is slow but can be effective, but now you deal with this. This is now going to be the first turn where he really is in control and can play his game and open up his development on the board. I think we're going to see an Oasis Surgery. He's going to actually pick up Geppetto and draw some of his valuable minions. We see another Lodi coming down. We see Flobidinous Floop. That is incredible. That is very, very strong. That is the value. You can't mess with that. JJ is going to be in some major dire straits here. Alright, Rusty Recycler, he's running out of power. He is just running out of power right now. I'm expecting him to go face. That's what he ends up doing. But ultimately, he's not going to be able to push past this. It really doesn't look very likely. Hidden Oasis is just incredible card. I think you take Hidden Oasis for sure. It makes a lot of sense. You can play it this turn and lock up. You can also play your Lodi, you can play your Floop, and dominate the board, probably win in 2 turns, because JJ's sitting there with 1 card in his hand, and it's a random mech. Decided to go Mark of the Loa. Also, great value, gives taunt, summon some things. Makes a lot of sense. Oasis Surger. He has all the plays right now. He can pick whatever he wants to do, and he decides this is the best route for him to take. Clear the entire board, play conservatively, which is absolutely the correct way to do it. Don't take any sort of risk of losing this game. He's at 8 now, so a combination of Leroy Jenkins, hero power, and breaking the taunt somehow actually would end up winning JJ the game. But there's Unleash the Hounds coming down, but he's still got to get through this taunt. That would be really interesting to see what JJ has on his hand. Unfortunately, we really can't do it. We have to figure it out. I'm very sorry that did not work this time. It has worked before. Sometimes it just does not. I don't know what causes it. That's kind of out of my control. Does he have the Leroy? Does JJ have the Leroy? Does not look like he has, but he's getting to 3 damage. And there is a Kaboom bot. So he's getting low now. I wanted Rixxor to take that Hidden Oasis, because it just got to heal out of range. Let's see what he finds here. Loosen Bark obviously is pretty good. He's got to deal with this entire board. He's got to take everything off, and he's on the clock, because there's 1 damage. Take the hero part, there's 1 more damage, 1 point that JJ's going to have to be finding. And that's not a lot, so finding himself in a precarious situation that, frankly, he brought upon himself with not taking the 12 health there. Chose to go with the greedier play of Mark of the Loa. And by going wide, obviously, you get punished by Unleash more. But it's going to draw another card here off of Wrath. Finds a Ferocious Haul, and that's huge. And that's the game, I think. That seals the victory. It should seal the victory there. Now, you want to clear the full board. You want to clear the board completely if you're Rixxor there, because you don't want to allow any magnetization, any sort of fun stuff. Leroy hero power is 8 damage. Ward with Lodi, the taunt not going to be in effect because of the stealth, but Leroy Jenkins hero power would deal 8. Rusty Recycler coming down. I'm expecting him to push the button. That's what he's going to do. And if you're Rixxor, you gotta win. You gotta win right now. And Starfall looks very, very strong. As a matter of fact, Starfall is 18, and he can swipe. He has lethal. If he Starfalls and swipes, that is lethal with the board that he has. Wonder if he'll see it. He'll just snap down Loosen Bark. Snap down Loosen Bark with taunt, and hope that's not going to cost him. I don't think it will, honestly. I don't think it will. He had lethal there. He missed it. I think he'll get away with this one. I think he will. Because JJ is not going to be producing the damage here. What you want to establish now, if your JJ is the poisonous mech onto missile launcher into the board, but he did not, so he got away with one there, Rixxor. Really got away with one. Missed it lethal, but ultimately the deck was too strong to defeat JJ there. So waiting for the next game to start. We're 1 each. Rixxor won with his Druid. Obviously his Warrior is banned, so he can't play that. He lost with his Shaman first, so we'll see. It'd be interesting to see if he goes right back to that Shaman and actually tries it again. They obviously have the freedom to pick whatever deck they want to play, aside from the decks that they already ended up winning with. Meaning that Rixxor now cannot no longer shoot the Druid, even though it did very well. JJ, however, can play as Hunter again, and JJ decides to go right back to the well. He had him on the ropes, and he thinks he can victimize this Shaman. He thinks this Shaman is the weak point of Rixxor's lineup, and he's going to try to take major advantage of it. After banning Warrior, which is the strong point of Rixxor's lineup against an aggressively statted JJ lineup, he's trying to bully this Shaman around. And what do you do here if you're a Rixxor? Because you've seen JJ's Mech Hunter. I don't think Flesh Shaper is going to cut it here, because he's not going to go wide. Now, if it did well in the first game, although it didn't end up winning, and he's going to get rid of his entire hand. You saw Walking Fountain for a second, which is a major card that he's going to need. Warbringer is not what you want. Neither is Walking Fountain in your starting hand, by the way. Those are cards you want your Muck Morpher to morph into. You do not want to be sitting with those on your hand. JJ tracking for a good 2-drop right now. And we'll see what he found later. Still no visibility of JJ's hand. It's very unfortunate. Again, I apologize. Somehow, it's not working. It should work. When you friended both people, you should be able to see both hands somehow, some way. Blizzard decided to deny me on that today. Very unfortunate, but we'll hope we can set it up, make it happen in the future. And JJ is going to be thinking about how do I best approach this. He picked something off of tracking rather quickly last turn, so you got to wonder if it's a 2-drop. He plays Bomb Toss there, totally makes sense. Establish a mech that he's going to end up magnetizing on very likely next turn. Far side, the obvious play for Rixxor. And some of the key cards, and you found Eureka there, which is going to be good. Which is going to be really, really good next turn with the Walking Fountains, Warbringer. That's a good card. That is a very good card. You can't, I mean, that might be the high roll. That Eureka might have been the highest roll of rolls. Now Alak here in there too. He's going to play that for sure, and JJ's going to be in for a rude awakening. When he sees whatever really comes down. It's going to be a Warbringer, so that's a big boy. And that Warbringer is going to be buffing people, and there's going to be a lot of burst damage coming down. So, very promising start. Very, very promising start for sure. Got the Ancestral Spirit as a follow-up, by the way, so this might get ugly. As a matter of fact, JJ does not find poisons. This might get ugly soon.
I wonder.
JJ wonders. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. It doesn't look like he did. He did find the Spider Bomb. He's gonna take care of the initial threat, but a lot of stats come your way in the upcoming turns here. He plays it very efficiently. You gotta give him that. And the minions currently on hand are still a bit out of reach. Now that Hagatha scheme, we just saw it. Let's show this off again. That Hagatha scheme is at 5, which means it would clear the board as of right now. Is he gonna decide to use it? It looks like he is. Looks like he is, and you can't blame him for it. It makes sense. And you're getting very close to that onslaught. Yeah, he's flipping through it right now. That's nasty. That is some nasty big stuff. And the Walking Fountains are going to heal him for more than he can ever wish for. And more than he can ever need if he gets there and survives to it.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Soul War Gear coming down for JJ. It is 5 damage, and he has the Zilliax there. Now, this is sort of a tough decision. What do? Do you play your Zilliax or do you wait for a turn? I play the Zilliax. I think I play the Zilliax because every turn I get closer to dropping those fountains at Alak here. I'm getting closer to essentially what is a de facto win. And that is what he's going to end up doing. He's going to get presumably 6 health restored from that. Very, very strong play. And if worst case scenario, JJ has to hit the War Gear in there, that's even a good trade. And it's kind of one of those games when you're the aggro player where you feel like you should be going there, but you're not really going. That is a big stack, though. You gotta give him that. That is a very big stack. We might see this Earthshocked. We might see it Earthshocked. He might go Haunting Visions first, though. Looking for potentially a Hex or Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt just cleanly deals with this. This is a snap pick to me. You Lightning Bolt this guy. Unless you want to Earthshock him, allow him to stay around, he's actually going to pick up the Hagatha scheme. I think his concern with Lightning Bolt there is the overload, and not being able to play his 8-drop next turn, so I can see the line that he was thinking there. He's got Taunt Totem, which by the way is a snake. You can see it very clearly in art, which is arguably the high roll of totems there. That's going to absorb, if he's lucky, 5 damage, and he's thinking that he's gonna win. He's just gonna win with the value that he currently has on hand, and he doesn't need anything else in this game. Coppertail Imposter. I picked that card. When we built that deck, I picked that card. I said, let's try Coppertail Imposter. We tried Coppertail Imposter. It's damn good. And JJ's profiting off that card right the hell now. Expecting a Walking Fountain. Maybe Alak here is possible. You see the Poisonous and Stealth, a very good combination. That's why Coppertail Imposter is so huge. The idea is Optimally, you want to stack a missile launcher onto it, which is then going to take care of everything. Gonna go with Alok here and going the aggressive route. If JJ stacks a missile launcher on that Alok, that Coppertail imposter, there might potentially be a world of hurt there for Rixxor. He's gonna put war gear on it. That's a big guy. It's a big imposter. Who is at 5 health, and I think he might sack a walking fountain just for that. He might sack a walking fountain just for that. Haunting visions. Gambling on good removal spell, lightning bolt. That's really fine what he's looking to find. He might have to pull lightning bolt plus Hagatha's scheme here to get rid of this, because it's not something that you can really ignore. You can't really afford to take 11, so that's what he's gonna end up having to do. Gonna roll a totem along with that, and or he's not. No, he was overloaded. He's not even. No totems coming down, but he's still looking good in from the stamina of his hand. He survived a big onslaught there. Not the cleanest way you wanted to do it, but I guess he survived. He's got an embarrassment of riches going on still. Walking fountain, I'm expecting it to calm down now, and we might just see a resigns. We might just see an actual resigns by JJ after his walking fountain comes down. Now we don't know JJ's cards in hand, but what combination of 2 Mech Hunter cards beat this? I don't think a lot does. So this is going to heal him to up to full damn near. He's going to heal him to full, as a matter of fact. Going to take care of everything important on the board. I don't think he's going to touch Mutate here. I don't think he will. He's going to play this cool full health. He knows he has another one of those. Yeah, and the big Warbringer. Spellbreaker there from JJ, using it on a walking fountain. Denies the heal, which is not very strong right now, because it's already healed to full. All the resummoning, all the value, all of it. Now you actually mutate, by the way. Now, and I think now you might mutate the walking fountain. Kill the spellbreaker and mutate it. Maybe even ancestral spirit. Maybe that. But I think you mutate it. I think it makes sense to do that. You're getting a 9 rob, which could potentially be huge. And there's no need for you to right now touch the other walking fountain either. He's going to play Warbringer. Yeah, he's playing Warbringer Mutate, so that's the aggressive option. And finds an Ysera too. That is crushing. I think we'll see. Yeah, I think it's about the time where we see a resignation from JJ, unless he wants to actually get killed. Gonna good old trusty Unleash the Hounds. Yeah, he's playing all his cards and he's gonna resign here, because that is just no power. That is just no power. And maybe he wants to be shown the other walking fountain, but after that it's gonna be over. Simply too much stuff to contend with. Draws a hex, that doesn't mean much. Walking fountain, just seal the game up. Seems like the obvious play. No one's gonna deal with all of this. Gonna roll for a totem. He might not even play the walking. It doesn't look like he's gonna play the walking fountain. Even Laughing Sister, and yeah, it's going face, knowing full well that JJ doesn't have AOE buffs, and he's just going for the win. Knowing full well it doesn't have AOE buffs. There's no space on the board to unleash all kinds of hounds, not even Leroy, and I think Rixxor calculated this and saw that it can't produce the damage needed. 6 right now. With Leroy, that's 12 hero power, 14. Not quite there yet. Cybertech chip, and he might take some trades here, try to go for something. But what do you even want as JJ? You want Zilliax probably? To just like for survival basically? But what do you want? I mean you can't deal with these stats. Gets a Venomizer down, allows him to take the big guy out. That is of course important, but there's still 7 on the board, and you see that walking fountain in hand that's gonna 10-14, gonna clear the deal. That's insane. That's insane. That's the power of Control Shaman. It looks like The weakness that JJ was thinking about, and that is of course fun, the weakness that JJ was originally looking at is actually going to become a big strength and is going to win this game single-handedly, it looks like, for Rixxor, who is going to end up taking a 2-1 lead, making it pretty darn close. So JJ is going to be in some trouble there. He's going to have to find a way to win with this Hunter. Gonna have to find a way to win with that Hunter, and that's not going to be the simplest task. Ancestral Spirit on the Fountain, just locking the game forever and ever and ever, and this should be resigns right now for JJ. I can't think of a card that saves him even until next turn almost. You gotta stack Venomizer and oh heck about it. You gotta stack Venomizer onto Missile Launcher right then and there, right? Mock Morpher, we haven't even seen Mock Morpher in this game. Wasn't even important. Usually one of the enablers of the archetype. Azur was asking if the game is 1-on-1. Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell him that real quick because he's spectating. He wants to see what's going on. Yes. Now 2-1 Rixxor. And JJ is going to be finding himself in some dire straits. Like I mentioned, gotta find a way to win this Hunter. And now I'm curious, though. Now I'm curious to see, is JJ going back to that Hunter well one more time? Or is he gonna change? Is he gonna maybe pick up a different deck and try to get that win? And yeah, it does sound fun. So let's see. I think JJ is breaking his mind over this right now. Do I go Hunter? Do I die by the sword, live by the sword, die by the sword, sort of thing? And he doesn't. So JJ is switching to his Murloc Shaman, Temple Rogue, the one remaining deck, Thief Rogue, sorry, the one remaining deck here for Rixxor. He's running the quest. He's running big value. And this matchup is one that I personally haven't studied much at all. But if I had to put something on it, I'd slightly favor the Murlocs here, even though we have a good get off there. With Backstab, you got Quest and the Explorer. Mermy is a good draw. Mermy is a good draw for JJ, and he needs his win, obviously. See if he can draw it up at 2 each and take it to the sudden death. Take it to overtime, sort of. Gotta see Questing Explorer there, one of the stronger cards in the current quest meta. And JJ's going wide makes a lot of sense. We might see Backstab right now. Pharaoh Cat is possible. Explorer is a very, very good card. I think you don't want to even allow explosive War Leader turns. So it looks like he's thinking about coining that Pharaoh Cat too. Which usually is how you meet those hyper-aggressive Murloc decks, by matching them and even just going all out. Coining that and backstabbing, basically. He's not going to do it right now, but you definitely want to avoid that big War Leader turn. And right now it looks like a War Leader turn is crushing if he does not deal with this right now. Another Explorer, and it's time to take some of these Murlocs out. It's high noon. That's what he's going to do. So he's understood the philosophy. He might put a 6/6 Edwin if he feels like it, actually. And it seems like that's what he's reaching for. Put a big thing on his own, and that's a good play. It's an 8/8, actually. My mistake. I forgot. I forgot the backstab. It's an 8/8 Edwin. And we're looking at Toxfin right now, or Bust for JJ, maybe. He's gonna fish for a spell. And maybe you want Hex, but you can't really play it this turn. So is JJ's Trash Bowl life hanging in the balance already? What a dramatic loss that would be. One of the hosts, one of the OGs behind TrashcanTV, destroyed by a newcomer, destroyed by Rixxor. Just coming in, not even giving it. Damn. Wow. That Evan is menacing. Now here's the question though, Rixxor. You gotta still play this smart, because you're looking at 5 Murlocs. Do you take the trades? Do you kill that Fish Flinger? Live Wire Lance is not bad at all. He's going to play the Pharaoh Cat, gets a Candle Taker off it, and he's going to play the conservative route. And you know what? I think it's correct. I think it's correct that way, because as a rogue, you're winning this late game. And The Advent only opened the door for you to potentially even win the early to mid game with that power. But you establish the board within 2 or 3 turns, and then you just suffocate him. I think that is the correct approach here. Plague of Murlocs coming off Ethereal Lackey, and that is big with the War Leader. Double Finley, triple Finley, as a matter of fact. That's a lot of Saiyans. That's a lot of Sirs of a lot of Saiyans. Going after the War Leader obviously makes a lot of sense. We might see Bazaar, Mugger there, going to take one more of those guys out and get onto playing control. That was a very good. That was a very good Plague of Murlocs for JJ there. For sure, reset the board and maintain sort of the initiative on its side. So that was very, very important. That was very large. Now, obviously, JJ, since it is the full budget version, does not have Scargill in his deck. However, he does have Ghostlight Anglers for reload. And that might be a play right now. It's not. He gets Scargill off Fishflinger. Of course he does, right? If you're too budget to play Scargill, just get it off Fishflinger. And Cold Light Seer, and this is... Wow. This game has turned all of a sudden. This game has really, really turned. And that doesn't seem to be a way out, honestly. That does not seem to be a way out here for Rixxor. 2 turns ago, it looks like he was crushing him with that Edvin, and then that Plague of Murlocs happened, and then that Fishflinger happened, and now there's Scargill, and all of a sudden, everything has changed.
I wonder.
I want you, and you, and you.
Looking to combo. He's going to combo out the lackeys, but what do lackeys do for you at this point? You got Cobalt. You can use that damage, but you're gonna leave a lot on the board. And any given War Leader or Bloodlust is just gonna end you. And there's a decent chance. It's not a phenomenal chance, but it's a decent chance that JJ has Bloodlust on his hand.
I wonder.
Huge turn of events there. He's gonna go after that Scargill, which makes all too much sense. Of course, you can't allow that value coming down anymore. Gonna leave 8 on the board. So 6 will do it. War Leader does it officially. War Leader Bloodlust does it right now. Again, we can't see JJ's hand. Very unfortunate. We'll hopefully figure that out for the next matches coming up. Grimscale Oracle, sort of baby War Leader. And then Ghostlight Angler. I think JJ's going to be greedy here, go for the face. And basically saying, I've seen your best effort of dealing with this in the last turn, and it was not very good, so I'm just going to win next turn. I'm going to hit you in the face, leave it at 3, and you cannot possibly match this. You can't do anything about this. And he's right. JJ's right, because Zentimo Backstab allows a clear of 3 guys, which is good, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help enough. Unfortunately, the health is so low that Rixxor is going to be hard-pressed to survive this situation here. This is Murloc ambush. It's nice to see Zentimo in play, though, man. What a good card that was when it was released. Everyone was hyping it. It was going to be so great, and then he just never found a deck. Nothing happened off of it. There was all those spells, all those ideas with Hex and Unstable Evolution, but nothing ever came to be. I like Zentimo. He's cool. Never turned out that way, though. Very unfortunate. But yeah, if you're Rixxor, you gotta face the facts. You're not winning this game. It's gonna be over. That Plague of Murlocs really flipped it. Really turned it around. Like, JJ got the War Leader off of it, and a couple of good Murlocs. He rolled high off of that one as a saving grace, and he did get it. And he can't quite do it. Can't quite make it happen. That is going to be the game for JJ, and we're drawn at 2 each. This is going to be exciting because we're going to a sudden death. JJ draws the game at 2, but he's going to have to go back to that Hunter, and that Hunter has not been looking so hot. We're going to be seeing Hunter against that Thief Rogue. And that is a very unpredictable game. That is a very, very unpredictable game. A lot of things can happen there for JJ. He's got to stick to what he's been doing. He's got to stick to exactly what he has been doing in this game and the previous games, which is the plays. And that's the way to win. That's his ticket. That's his ticket to the next round and the quarterfinals of the Trash Bowl. which I know he definitely wants to make. I know JJ is very, very ambitious to show the world that the budget lineups that we come up with are actually competitively viable and can prevail against those meta lineups on the tournament level. So JJ is looking to prove a point here, and he's going to be playing his butt off in this game for sure to take it home. Now, I'm not saying that I'm rooting for JJ, nor I'm saying I'm rooting for Rixxor. I'm supposed to be very neutral here, and I am. I'm providing neutral commentary. May the better player win this. Hunter versus Rogue. And this is going to be big. This is going to be very, very, very big. See how well JJ can, or how well Rixxor rather can answer the threats that is going to be coming down. Definitely the most exciting game that we've had so far in the Trash Bowl, but there's a lot still coming up, so this is looking pretty good. Underbelly Fence, yeah, he's gonna play board control. He's gonna play full board control, and that's what you gotta do, because when that big thing comes stacked down, you don't want to allow even that one turn where you can't answer it. So you kind of preemptively stack, and that was a good play. Now that's a trade that he's gonna be willing to take. Draws a Vendetta, and that's huge. I doubt he's going to use the Vendetta right now, though. Gonna go with Penance. That's actually a very good card he got there. Very good card he got there, establishing the board, and just going to have to do some digging, and some work to reclaim the situation. By the way, we're going to have JJ in for a quick post-match interview after this, obviously, because he's in the building, so we can do that. Hopefully, by the way, when we get to the higher stages, to the finals, we'll actually have interviews with the participants or the winners of the Trash Bowl at the end. If provided it's not JJ or me, obviously, which I honestly don't think it will be, because we have some very, very strong ranking players in there that are known for being incredibly high legend and high quality players, which is great, by the way. But hopefully we'll have those guys in for an interview, because this is a high class tournament. This is not a scrubby tournament at all. Everyone here knows how to play Hearthstone, so definitely proves to be an exciting weekend already for the first round. This, of course, for the European quarterfinals. And JJ is making a push here with War Gear, but War Gear never feels right. If it's not stacked onto something, so tough pill to swallow right now, because Rixxor doesn't seem like he's gonna stop anytime soon stacking this board up. Quest is done, and those daggers are gonna do a lot of damage, specifically because, and this is the hugely important part here, he doesn't take it. He does not take damage. He can kill stuff for free because of the immunity, and this is going to be huge. This is going to be huge for Rixxor, and JJ is going to have a tough time now. That's where your Mech Hunter is sort of at its weakest, when you really lost the board and you have minions that are not huge but decently stat, like those 2-3 health, 4-5 health sort of things. It gets hard. It gets really tough in a hurry. So, winner of this match, by the way, is going to be facing the winner of the match of Zooey versus Sparrowhawk, which are two very good players. So, whoever wins is going to have the work cut out for him. I know that already. But right now, they're just kind of on his back foot here. So, he got, let's say he got to the tiebreaker match by a very fortunate turn of events for him right now. Events not going in his favor so much. So Rixxor is looking like he's got this under control so far. But we know how this Hunter can work. Now this definitely seems to be the weakness of JJ, and I think that in the future people will have a look at this. People so that's how the best separate themselves from the pack, because people are going to watch this game and they're going to scout for it, and then they see, this lineup kind of bullies the Mech Hunter around. Let me adjust my decisions based on that. So Rixxor right now putting a really strong performance on film against that deck. He's using the hero power to his fullest advantage. Lifesteal is down, and I can't see JJ's hands, but I also don't really know how to win this right now. This might be over. This might honestly be over. This might be GG's in the chat, and a win for Rixxor there. He got the missile launcher down. Is he gonna get the poison on him? He's got it! He's got the poison. That is huge. That is huge if you're JJ. Absolutely huge. That resets the board. That resets the entire game right there. Final straw. Now, of course, double vendetta. And we're right back in it. And if you're Rixxor now, do you just hit the face with the hero power every time? He's gonna hold onto one of his vendettas and use that witchy lackey to try and rebuild that board. And he finds a Coppertail Imposter. That's good stats. That is very good stats. Very, very solid. And now you keep smacking. Now you crack away on that health total of JJ's there at 9. And JJ's not running taunt. He's not running heal. So I think JJ is going to be put on a major clock here. And that clock might mean you lose next turn. You see that rampage, by the way, in Rixxor's hand. So JJ's not out of the woods at all. Comes up with the Unleash the Hound. Plays his own imposter. That's alright. But he's going to be eating damage. And he knows it. He's going to be eating at least 7 that he can see. And there's the Eviscerate. That's lethal. That is lethal. That is a win. GG's top deck Eviscerate for Rixxor there. That was a great game. That was a very, very good game. Congratulations, you won it fair and square. That was a tough fight. By the way, side note, you can eviscerate your imposter and then put Rampage on him. Also wins you the game. Would have been the beauty prize. He's not looking for that one though. He wants to win the game, and he wants to win the game the right way. JJ just has entered the room, both literally and just literally.
So, what were all my severe misplays? Because we're bound to be some.
So the thing is, you know this already, but I couldn't see both sides, so I decided to spectate your opponent for.
Usually, if you reconnect, it usually ends up working the second time.
Reconnect?
If you just stop spectating.
Yeah, I did. But then I went to him. It didn't work. So I could always see him in the later match. I'm not exactly sure what kind of cards you had, but I think you stayed in the match pretty well. The Plague of Murlocs. That was a big turn there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to take this match. I think I basically called the match right before that turn happened. But in the end, there you never got a foot down with that Hunter. Is my takeaway from this.
Yeah, the problem is, if that keeps happening, well, I mean, I'm out anyways, but
yeah,
that would be something to maybe consider next time to not.
Yeah, but I've already hinted on the further implications of this, because people are going to be looking at this and they're going to be seeing this Hunter is not good in this field. This Hunter gets manhandled by a lot of lineups.
You're the one who's bringing it.
You're the only one who's bringing this specific list, but a lot of people are bringing Mech Hunters, and a lot of people might now look at victimizing that Hunter and strategizing around that. That's what I said. That's what separates the really good players from the rest. Is they're going to be studying the tape of the other games.
Also, here's the thing, right? Cybertech Chip ended up being really good.
It did. It held you on a lot of things. That is true.
Like, people question a lot. I mean, of course, it didn't end up winning for me. But it helped me cling on for like 2 or 3 extra turns in that one match.
You had that shaman. You had that shaman for a while, but then he just got a very, very good play off that shaman, and I'm surprised you actually ended up staying in that game so long.
Yeah, because I ended up drawing just exactly what I needed to remove enough of the board to not die.
All the walking fountains, all the hand boss with the warbringers coming in there, that was overwhelming in a way, but very, very well played by both of you. Very well played by Rixxor. He overcome some of the misfortune in that Murloc matchup with the Plague, but
dude, that was great.
Cut it very, very close. War Leader was the
See, I had to choose between Earthquake, then what was it? Oh, the Might, the +2/+2 to an elemental, or if it's an elemental, you get a copy. So that looked decent because it's a buff, but then I saw Plague of Murlocs and I was like, I kind of have to.
Yeah. And how was
on board at that.
How was that last game for you? Like it kind of seemed like you never got footing in that one. It just went off the rails very quickly.
It felt so bad because I had good stuff on hand, but he was just dealing with it very effectively.
Yeah.
And as you said, I could never get a foothold.
That's kind of what I said. The vendettas, all the value.
The vendetta killed me, really. Had I kept that 6/6 destroy everything at the end of turn alive,
he had two vendettas. He had many ways of killing that. So he had 2 vendettas among other stuff.
And at the end, of course, Evis killed me. If that hadn't been there, if it hadn't been direct face damage, I would have had 1 extra turn to find some damage on my end. And with stuff like the bomb tosses and hero power, of course, there are
the missile launcher Venomizer was very, very strong. That's what preserved the game for another round. But he kind of reloaded very well off of that. So he did a good job dealing with it very effectively and then reloading. So Rixxor, very well played. You are moving on. You're going to be facing the winner of the Zooey versus Sparrowhawk match, like mentioned already. So you better prepare. Better put your big boy pants on because those guys are not joking.
Yeah,
these guys are playing for real. I've seen Sparrowhawk. I think hit
double-digit legend.
Hitting double-digit legend, and he's getting close. So you better put your big boy panties down right now if you want to win that game, Rixxor. But well played, definitely well deserved. You're moving to the quarterfinals of the Trash Bowl on the European server. Everyone, thank you for watching. More matches are coming up by the day now. A lot of people are playing their games, and it's promising to be a very exciting tournament. This is one of the best ones we've seen so far, also one of the first, obviously. But thank you for watching to everybody. Drop a like on this video and support the Trash Bowl by subscribing to TrashcanTV and also joining our Discord server where all the stuff goes down. Link to that is in the description of this video. You can find it there. I promise we're trying to fix the bug of being able to see both decks. That would be highly preferable. I get it. And hopefully we can make that happen in the future, consistency. But thank you for watching, everybody. We're going to see you in the next one. And JJ.
That's it.
That's it.